Finally, Naruto Gaiden is out, and I am happy to review this because back then when the manga version came out, I was not a reviewer. So now that the episodes are out, it's even better because we have music and everything else added to it. So yeah, let's start at the beginning of the episode where we had some good animation sequence of the Uchiha symbol, right? So I knew this was going to be special, and if you haven't watched, my preview discussion talking about this episode and how long the episodes of Naruto Gaiden is going to be, just check it out. Okay, I will link it at the end of this video, or you can just pause this video and go check that out. Okay, so let me review the start of the episode where Boruto wrote idiot on Naruto's face, right? Because the previous episode, I'm thinking that he got a little bit of attention and he's like, yeah, it's like drugs, right? It's like drugs. He's addicted to that shit, so he wanted more of it. So he decided to, update his record that he had with Naruto, and he does so. And there's a little slight change in the manga compared to the anime, right? Because they have to make a few, changes, right? And first of all, one of it is Sarada's costume, right? What she's wearing. And then the second is something that Boruto did. Okay, so we have the fathers and everyone training their kids to use their jutsu even better. And I will cover all these abilities that these kids have because they are better than their previous generation, which are their parents, right? Inojin uses the Super Beast scroll and he draws a cartoon, right? Compared to Sai's one, his one is kind of cute and it symbolizes the fact that modern days are coming and things are being replaced by cartoons and all that kind of stuff. So kids actually idolize cartoons and all that kind of stuff, and that is what we are seeing here. And then we have a training sequence of Metal Lee and his father Rock Lee training. Now people are still wondering who the mother is of Metal Lee. I mean, it has been confirmed that Metal Lee is actually the son of Rock Lee, but what I'm not sure is whether if it's Rock Lee's biological son or not. Most likely is, but don't quote me on that though. I kind of like how Naruto actually attempted to punch Boruto in the face. I think he kind of knew that Boruto was a clone, but then again, maybe he didn't, and he actually tried to punch his own son in the face. Maybe it was not a hard strike, however, it is still a punch, right? And it's kind of also funny how his own signature jutsu is being used against him, and obviously he is playing and he will be able to catch Boruto within seconds. But I think that Naruto in a way might also be trying to enjoy his moment with his son, even though it's mostly unlikely because he's a Hokage and he's busy. So definitely he is taking his time. Let me know what you think though, because do you actually think that Naruto is taking his time because he wants to spend some time with Boruto by pretending that he is actually trying to catch Boruto? Boruto is obviously enjoying his time with his father, right? Getting some attention, some of that addictive attention. And then even Sarada goes as far as to lie to Naruto as to where Boruto's location is in order for Boruto to have some extra time with his father, right? And that is because throughout this entire episode, Sarada actually envies all the people with fathers, and why take away such an opportunity for someone to spend some time with their fathers or their parents, when they actually do have one. So in a way, she does envy Boruto, and we already know that she likes Boruto, but that is not the point. The point is that she really envies Boruto and really, would not like to spoil his moment with his father, something she never got to have. So, in a way, she is trying to give Boruto something that she never had, or at least that is her struggle for this entire arc, to find out who her parents are. I like how Shikamaru brings up the differences between Naruto and Boruto, saying that it is actually the same thing. So he brings up this topic again, and it's like, okay, so these two characters look alike, they do exactly the same things, and they look for attention. And speaking of attention, I will talk about it after. So obviously Boruto says, don't lump me in with that guy, and it's like, you are doing exactly the same thing as he is doing, except there are similarities, as in, say for example, Naruto got the scroll, right? The scroll of sealing to learn the shadow clone jutsu, and Boruto learned it another way. So there are similarities and a few differences there as to what they did, but in terms of painting the Kage mountains and all that kind of stuff, it's exactly the same thing. So that brings up the comparison on all that kind of stuff. And in terms of attention, right, we know that Naruto barely gave Boruto any attention at all after he became Hokage, because the entire village becomes his family. So he has to take care of the entire village. Now the thing about Boruto and Naruto is that they both wanted attention as kids, and that is why they painted the mountain. Now the only difference between the two is that one person wanted attention, to be acknowledged and respected by everyone within the village, and then we have Boruto, whose reasoning for craving attention is just to get the respect from his father, right? And sometimes in life, people crave attention to the point where bad attention is better than no attention at all, and that is exactly what is happening to Boruto psychologically here. The most dangerous aspect about this is that sometimes, it can lead you to a good path or a wrong path. Okay, so with Naruto, he actually was led onto a good path because he had some friends who surrounded him and, you know, believed him and all that kind of stuff. With Boruto, he's really in a league of his own compared to all the other people in his class, right? And if Naruto did not do anything about this attention, it could have led him onto a very, very dark path, because he is very talented and he can easily do whatever he wants. Because not only does he have the knowledge or the intelligence to be able to do whatever he wants, he also has the power. So, you know, a good combination of both of them can accomplish anything. And if this guy is looking for attention, then eventually he figures out that he does no longer want the attention and he uses something else to fill the void that Naruto still needs to fill as a parent, then that could be really dangerous. That could lead him onto a very dark path. There is this, you know, side story of Chocho trying to find out whether her parents are actually her real parents. Now, for those people who have only seen the anime version and not read the manga, all I'm saying is don't pay attention to that, because that is going to lead to fucking nowhere. It's not that, you know, her little story within the arc is not important, but what I'm saying is that, you know, the main occurrences within this arc are going to be even more interesting than what she has to offer. And, you know, whenever she speaks, it's going to annoy quite a few people, because even though Chocho is a good supporting character, what she is trying to accomplish this arc has nothing to do with the plot of this entire arc. So it's like she has her own side story and it's not really going to be explored in any kind of way unless they add a few extra scenes to help her story out, which they did, you know, of the time when she had a fever. And the fact is that some of these scenes were not even included within the manga version, and I really like the padding that they've added, because it really adds extra content onto the anime, because the manga version was really, really dull. So Sakura comes home, right? And then we have Sarada shooting questions, just blunt questions, straight and right, left and right. And then, you know, Sakura is struggling to answer them. Now, the question is, why would she be struggling to answer these questions? They are just straightforward. It's like, you know, Sakura is trying to avoid these questions, and, you know, she really is. The question is why though? There is really nothing secretive about Sasuke except his mission. So it's like, why don't you just tell the kid about her father? There is nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's because if she was to tell, you know, Sarada what Sasuke has done to her in the past, you know, it would come off as if Sakura only stayed with Sasuke because she was obsessive. Because if you really look at it from a realistic standpoint, right, Sakura's love for Sasuke is more of an obsession because of what he did. I mean, if someone really was playing with your lifeline 24/7, what you would not naturally do, right, instinctively, is to stay away from that person. But because of love, Sakura still stayed, and now they have Sarada. It led to something good. But then again, it's a fictional story, so, you know, someone that is potentially playing with your lifeline can end up marrying you in some kind of way. With all that being said, they did have some romantic moments, and it's going to be explained for those people who watch the anime. I'm not going to say anything to spoil anything, so you can discover this for yourself. Sasuke and Sakura did have romantic moments, and I will be talking about their relationship in the next videos. Be sure to check that out. Sakura gets pissed off and she destroys the entire house. Well, she destroys the floor beneath her, but then it goes onto the house and the mortgage is gone down the drain. She faints, and apparently, according to Shizune, right, she is prone to fainting all the time, which is new information in terms of, you know, Sakura's behavior, because throughout the entire anime she did faint here and there, but that is because Sasuke was playing with her lifeline. And, you know, at the start of the, you know, Naruto series, she did faint because Kakashi used a genjutsu. Except from that, I don't really remember any other times except from Kakashi using a genjutsu and Sasuke, you know, playing with her lifeline. And that is pretty much all the other times that I've seen Sakura actually pass out. Except from that, she really hasn't done any. So maybe it is off screen or something. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What I really did like about the whole Sakura and Sarada scene is the way they, you know, set up the entire scene. There was, you know, these sheets covering them and showing the distance between them in terms of understanding each other, in terms of Sasuke and all that, and the music and everything. It just built up the tension so well, and I really commend the studio for the planning of this scene. Throughout the episode, Sarada goes to the library to do some research on Sasuke, and she does find out about, you know, her and her dad being the only Uchihas left alive in the entire world. She does find out that the Uchiha have something called the Sharingan, which activates within their eyes, and it is caused by trauma, right? And in the past, the Uchiha have activated their Sharingan by seeing the deaths of people. Now, in terms of Sarada, throughout the entire episode, we see hints of something happening to her eyes, and, you know, her eyes are pitch black. But in subtle moments, when, you know, she experiences experiences emotion within the episode, you can see that her pupils do change. So maybe something is happening to her eyes, and it's all these hints that they are dropping. I mean, the Sharingan does activate through emotional trauma, and whenever she is going through emotional thoughts within her head, her pupils start to change and her glasses start to go blurry and everything. So those are subtle hints within there as to what is going to happen in the future. And I mean, there is this scene where they align the Sharingan with her eye within the book when she was looking at it. I thought that was really brilliant. We get to see Karui this episode looking good, and maybe one day she will live to tell her kid how she beat the living shit out of the Hokage. Mitsuki also makes an appearance trying to give Chocho advice, and basically she tells him to fuck off. And I like how Mitsuki goes, sits at the back and still smiles anyway, like, yeah, mission accomplished. I wanted someone to tell me to fuck off today. All jokes aside though, Mitsuki is still trying to understand the emotions, and even Chocho says that he does not understand it. So everything Mitsuki does comes from a logical standpoint. Sarada does find an image of a woman who looks exactly like her, with even the same glasses, and she thinks this is her mother potentially, right? And I think that the reason why Kishimoto designed Sarada to look a little bit more like Karin is because of the whole pairing thing going on. So maybe because Sasuke ended up with Sakura, he wanted to give the other people who shipped Karin with Sasuke a chance. So he made the daughter of Sakura and Sasuke look like Karin. So basically everyone gets what they want in some kind of way. Basically what I'm saying is, if Karin and Sasuke had a kid, the kid would probably look like Sarada, and maybe Kishimoto decided to troll people by removing Karin from the whole equation and putting Sakura there, so everyone gets a win. And speaking of winning, Sasuke is about to dominate whoever attacked him. Now, it is a mysterious figure, and it's no surprise that it is Shin, right? A person called Shin who is attacking Sasuke. Reason why I cannot reveal because of the people who follow my channel that have not read the manga yet, right? So basically what I can say is that Shin is after something that Sasuke has, and also we get to see Sasuke use the new abilities of the Rinnegan to travel dimensions and stuff. And really this does explain how he is able to travel dimensions and shit, because of the scroll that most likely Naruto gave to him. So maybe that is how he figured out how to jump between dimensions. We might get a little bit more detail, as in the episodes they add more detail compared to the manga, or maybe even the movie if it is to be adapted, which it will. So that has been your episode review. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, right? Hit the notification button. It is really important because you do get notified when I do upload a video, and obviously subscribe if you are new to my channel, as I will be making more videos covering this arc. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Bye.